At the beginning of the story, we meet Wang, a ruthless hunter who's brought his team into the jungle to capture a giant anaconda. Since they're about to catch such a dangerous snake, one worker asks Wang for his payment in advance. Wang throws the money in his face and orders everyone to finish the job quickly. A few moments later, the team digs up an old wooden chest buried underground. As they pull it out, the bottom suddenly breaks apart, releasing dozens of small snakes that fall all over one of the workers. Terrified, he freezes in place while several snakes bite his legs. The other workers rush over and pull the snakes off him. Meanwhile, Wang and his partner drag a dead pig to a nearby pit. They toss it inside, planning to use it as bait for the giant anaconda and patiently wait for the snake to appear. But nothing happens. Then Wang notices the injured worker's legs are still bleeding. The smell of fresh blood finally attracts the massive anaconda, which slowly crawls out of the pit. Seeing this, Wang brutally attacks the injured worker, making him bleed even more so the snake will focus on him. The anaconda follows the scent of blood, reaches the helpless worker, and attacks him. As it begins dragging him away, another worker tries to save him but is instantly killed. Instead of helping, Wang watches with a smile. The bulldozer driver then tries to rescue the victim and strikes the snake a couple of times with the machine, but Wang's partner knocks the driver out and takes control because Wang doesn't want anyone to hurt the anaconda. Now enraged, the giant snake wraps itself around the bulldozer and attacks Wang's partner. Just as he's about to die, Wang jumps in from behind and grabs the snake's tail, forcing it to turn toward him. As a professional hunter, Wang quickly overpowers the massive anaconda, beats it unconscious, and loads it onto a truck. The scene then shifts to a meat factory, where we meet Olivia, the movie's main character, who works there as a supervisor. That night, the factory holds a celebration. During the party, the manager introduces a beautiful young woman as the company's new CEO and tells everyone to enjoy the drinks and celebrate.
After his speech, the manager takes the new CEO to his private room, where the two secretly become intimate. Meanwhile, the workers relax around the factory. Some are taking baths while others enjoy massages. At the same time, a creepy man secretly spies on the women from above, but a snake suddenly bites him right in the eye. Down in the spa, dozens of small snakes begin slithering into the bathrooms. One snake quietly climbs onto a woman, and she mistakes it for part of her massage. Moments later, a spa worker pours water into the tub, causing dozens of hidden snakes to fall all over the woman's body. Horrified, everyone screams and runs for their lives. Hearing the loud screams, Olivia rushes into the bathroom. She finds it completely overrun by dozens of small snakes, and several women have already been bitten to death. Realizing the danger, Olivia grabs her daughter and runs for her life. But on the way, a giant snake catches a man and tears him in half. Meanwhile, Wang watches the entire chaos through the security cameras. As you already know, he's the one who secretly released these deadly snakes into the factory. But why? The real reason will be revealed soon. Olivia and her daughter keep running until they find a locker and hide inside. A few moments later, a snake slithers into the locker and is about to strike. Olivia quickly pushes the door open and escapes, only to discover that the entire room outside is also filled with snakes. She knocks a snake off a table with a cloth and lifts her daughter onto it, hoping to stay safe. But the snakes keep crawling closer from every direction. Suddenly, a giant anaconda attacks Olivia and slowly moves toward her daughter. Olivia grabs a wooden stick and starts hitting the snake. Furious, the anaconda turns away from the child and attacks Olivia instead. She then notices the snake is hanging from a ceiling fan. Thinking fast, Olivia switches the fan on. The spinning blades send the huge snake spinning in circles, giving Olivia and her daughter just enough time to escape. Outside, a group of people are casually watching a movie. One old drunk is so wasted that he's even giving alcohol to his pet duck. Everything seems normal until something suddenly tears through the cinema screen. At first, everyone thinks it's a person, but they soon realize it's a gigantic snake. Terrified, the crowd runs for their lives. The drunk man, however, stays where he is and laughs at the snake. A second later, the monster swallows him alive. Back inside the manager's private room, the romance comes to an abrupt end when dozens of small snakes begin crawling in. The manager immediately abandons the woman and runs away. The woman has a blindfold over her eyes. When she removes it, she realizes the hand touching her body isn't the manager's, it's a snake. She screams, throws it away, and escapes the room.
Outside, she sees giant snakes attacking people everywhere. Before she can react, another massive anaconda appears behind her. She barely manages to escape as the monster lunges at her. Meanwhile, the snakes continue killing people across the factory. At one point, a giant snake blocks the manager and another woman. To save himself, the cowardly manager pushes the woman toward the snake. The monster instantly grabs her and swallows her alive while the manager runs away. Soon, we finally see the terrifying two-headed snake, the so-called king of the snakes. It wraps around another man and swallows him alive without any effort. The new CEO eventually reaches the factory basement, where she runs into a staff member. She quickly covers his mouth because the Snake King is passing right beside them. Unfortunately, the man accidentally makes a noise and the giant monster starts chasing both of them. When the manager regains consciousness, he notices a snake crawling over his body. Panicked, he throws it away. Moments later, he sees the CEO and a staff member running toward them with the Snake King close behind. Instead of helping them, the manager lies down on the floor and pretends to be dead. The two somehow manage to escape, and just then Wang arrives. Calmly, he tells them not to worry because he'll deal with the giant snake himself. Elsewhere, Olivia, her daughter, and a few survivors hide in another part of the factory, but a snake suddenly attacks one of the women standing beside Olivia. The impact throws Olivia into a wall, knocking her unconscious. Seeing her mother lying helpless, Olivia's little daughter starts throwing stones at the snake, hoping to save her. Instead, the monster turns its attention toward the little girl. Olivia can only watch in horror. She's still conscious, but she's too badly injured to move. At that very moment, Wang arrives. Desperate, Olivia begs him to save her daughter. Wang immediately rushes out to save Olivia's daughter. The little girl runs through the factory, desperately trying to escape the giant snake. At one point, she jumps from one railing to another just before the snake can reach her, but the monster refuses to give up and finally catches and eats her. Suddenly, Olivia wakes up. It was all just a nightmare. As soon as she regains consciousness, she starts asking everyone about her daughter, but no one knows where she is. Then a young man tells Olivia that he saw her daughter heading toward the basement, although he doesn't know if she's still alive. Olivia immediately decides to go after her, but the man stops her. He warns her that a terrifying two-headed snake is roaming the basement. Instead, he takes her to the CCTV room where Wang is already waiting. On the security monitors, Olivia sees that the giant snake really is chasing her daughter. Believing she's still alive, Olivia insists on going to the basement. Wang stops her and says, "I've been tracking that two-headed snake for the last 10 years. If you go there alone, you'll be killed. But if your daughter is still alive, we'll rescue her." Just then, the remaining factory workers gather in the room. They're terrified because they've never seen such a massive snake before. Wang tells them that if they truly want to survive, they need to help him capture the two-headed snake. He also reveals that the creature is worth a fortune on the black market. If they catch it alive, everyone will earn enough money that they'll never have to work in the factory again. The survivors agree and head out together. As they move through the factory, they pass countless dead bodies. They're scared, but they keep going until they finally reach the building where the two-headed snake is hiding. Suddenly, Olivia hears a noise from above and thinks it might be her daughter. She rushes upstairs, but finds a frightened worker hiding instead. Before he can answer her question, a giant snake suddenly grabs him and drags him away. Everyone is horrified. The snake then targets the new CEO, but Olivia quickly strikes it with a metal rod. The hit saves the woman, but now the snake turns its attention toward Olivia. At the last second, another survivor throws dust into the snake's eyes. Using that chance, they both run into a nearby chamber and lock the door behind them. The snake can't get inside, so it leaves, but only for a moment. Seconds later, the monster starts crawling through the ceiling. The two survivors panic and run again, but this time the snake attacks the man, leaving him hanging helplessly. Olivia tries to save him, but she notices the snake charging straight at her. Thinking quickly, she stands behind a heavy door. As the snake lunges, she swings the door open, causing the monster to crash into it. Just then, Wang arrives. He strikes the snake with his spear, drawing its attention, but this is exactly what he planned. Wang had already set a trap in advance. As soon as the snake enters it, he pulls a rope, activating the trap and successfully capturing the monster alive. Olivia immediately tries to kill the trapped snake, but Wang stops her. He explains that a live snake is far more money than a dead one. A few moments later, the manager and the rest of the survivors arrive. Excited, the manager praises everyone and suggests selling the captured snake for a huge profit. Before he can celebrate, a worker slowly walks toward the group. Then, out of nowhere, the real two-headed Snake King appears behind him. It instantly wraps around the helpless worker and swallows him alive. Everyone panics and runs in different directions. A few moments later, the monster spits the man's body back out right in front of them, terrifying everyone even more. The survivors split up and hide wherever they can. Meanwhile, the manager and the new CEO hide together, only to realize that the giant snakes are heading straight toward them.
At the same time, Olivia and her partner reach a private chamber inside the factory. There, they discover a man's body hanging upside down from the ceiling. Just then, the manager, the CEO, and the remaining survivors also enter the room. By now, Olivia realizes something is seriously wrong with the factory. After all, no snake could hang a man's body upside down like that. Just then, the factory butcher walks in and reveals the horrifying truth. He explains that every month giant snakes are captured here and illegally exported. To lure them out, they use human corpses as bait, and the mastermind behind the entire operation is none other than Wong. The butcher then drops another shocking bombshell. Wong didn't bring them here to help hunt the snakes, he brought them here to become snake bait. Everyone is stunned. At that moment, Wong walks in and punches the butcher hard. He admits that everything the butcher said is true. However, he promises that once he captures the two-headed Snake King, he'll let everyone go. But until then, he says, one of you will have to be the bait. Olivia angrily reminds him that he promised to save her daughter. Wong calmly replies, "First, I'll catch the Snake King, then we'll find your daughter." The manager tries to stop him, but Wong kills him without hesitation. After that, Wong captures all the survivors. He puts dog collars around their necks, chains them together, and makes sure no one can escape. To attract the snakes, Wong's men cover Olivia and another survivor in fresh blood. As expected, a giant anaconda starts moving toward them. Then the young man notices another massive snake approaching from behind. They're trapped between two deadly predators. Just before the snakes attack, the young man quickly pulls Olivia's chain toward him. The sudden movement causes both snakes to crash into each other and fall to the ground. They think they've survived, but another giant snake suddenly appears. This time, the young man willingly steps in front of the monster to protect Olivia. He's ready to sacrifice himself. The reason is finally revealed. He's Olivia's brother. Just as the snake is about to swallow him alive, Wong presses a button on a remote control, activating a hidden trap that captures the snake. But before anyone can relax, another giant snake attacks. Despite fighting back, Olivia's brother is eventually caught by the monster. Olivia is helpless because she's still chained up. Then, out of nowhere, the two-headed Snake King appears and attacks the other snake. The violent clash breaks the hooks on Olivia's chains. She quickly frees herself, grabs her brother, and runs. Meanwhile, Wong is thrilled. This is exactly what he has been waiting for. He throws a huge net over both snakes, but he knows the net isn't strong enough to hold them for long. So Wong comes up with another cruel plan. He captures a young woman, ties her hands, and straps a bag full of blood to her body. Then his men cut a hole in the bag, allowing blood to drip onto the ground. The scent of fresh blood immediately attracts the two-headed Snake King. It ignores the other snake and starts chasing the helpless woman instead.
Watching this, Wang's loyal follower Thuppa becomes furious because the woman is his girlfriend. Was this really necessary? He asks. Wang smiles and replies, "Everything is fair in love and war. Relax, my friend. Your girlfriend will be just fine." Wang tells Thuppa that they'll capture the Snake King before anything happens to his girlfriend. Together, they prepare their final trap. Meanwhile, the terrified woman keeps running for her life. The two-headed snake refuses to stop chasing her because the bag strapped to her body is leaking fresh human blood. Wang activates another trap, but the ropes snap under the monster's strength, allowing it to escape once again. He quickly triggers a second trap, but even that fails to hold the giant snake. Realizing there are no other options, Thuppa pushes his girlfriend out of danger and hooks a chain into one of the snake's heads. He then ties both ends of the rope to nearby pillars, temporarily stopping the monster. The woman escapes safely, but right after that, Thuppa stabs Wang in the stomach. A brutal fight breaks out between them, and during the struggle, both men fall over the railing and crash to the floor below, knocking themselves unconscious. Up above, the Snake King breaks free once again. At the same time, the butcher is trying to escape with the woman, but the two-headed snake suddenly blocks their path. Terrified, the butcher freezes, while the woman takes the opportunity to run away. The butcher isn't so lucky. The Snake King wraps around him and swallows him alive. Elsewhere, Olivia is helping her badly injured brother when she suddenly hears someone calling for help. She follows the sound and sees what looks like her daughter lying unconscious below. But when she gets closer, she realizes it's only her daughter's toys. It was just a hallucination. Moments later, Olivia notices the woman still running from the Snake King. She grabs a metal rod and calls her over. The woman sprints toward Olivia as the monster charges right behind her. Just as the snake reaches them, Olivia drives the rod straight between its two heads. The creature thrashes around in pain, giving both women enough time to escape. However, the attack only makes the Snake King even more dangerous. As the chase continues, Olivia notices several oil barrels nearby. She knows they can never defeat the monster by force, so she decides to blow up the entire factory. She tells the other woman, "Keep the snake busy, I'll finish this." The woman distracts the monster, but the snake quickly locks onto her and starts chasing again. She runs until she reaches a dead end. Just as the Snake King is about to strike, Olivia crashes a vehicle straight into it. The impact knocks over the oil barrels and traps the monster beneath the wreckage. The two women escape to the upper level. The woman hands Olivia a lighter so they can burn the snake alive. But before Olivia can do anything, Wang suddenly attacks them. He knocks the women unconscious and tries to throw Olivia off the platform. Olivia struggles to hold on. Wang raises a hammer, ready to finish her once and for all. Suddenly, a stone hits him in the head. The surprise attacker is Olivia's little daughter, who is alive after all. Overjoyed, Olivia finally reunites with her daughter. At the same time, the other woman regains consciousness, grabs Wang, and jumps off the platform with him. Olivia climbs to safety as her daughter runs into her arms. Finally, the woman throws the lighter onto the spilled fuel. A massive explosion engulfs the factory, destroying the Snake King along with the remaining snakes. With the nightmare finally over, Olivia and her daughter survived the deadly massacre.